Mr. Tonko, and the gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer, is recognized for his questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to take this discussion a little different direction. If I may, I have a video I'd like for Administrator McCarthy to watch along with everyone in the room.
We got our layoff notice on November 2nd without any kind of warning notice or anything else.
I had planned to work there, till I retire. I mean, actually told my wife, I said, it's going to be kind of funny when I first started. I said, it's going to be the last job I'll ever have. I said, the phrase, coal keeps the lights on, I thought, we're not going to worry about it.
My name is Ben Miles. This is my wife, Myra Miles. I've been in the coal industry for 31 years.
I thought once I got hurt on at the mines that I would never have to look for another job. I thought it was going to be a lifetime career for me.
I do have a good skill set, but my skill set is underground, and that doesn't translate to above ground.
We haven't had a normal paycheck.
Since August, since mid-August.
Think about the families you're affecting. Think about all the jobs you're closing down.
You got a lot of people depending on you, and now you got to figure out what you're going to do to provide for them. Really, if you're working the city, the town you work in, and your community depend on you because they depend on you to spend a little money, at the stores and stop and get gas and stuff.
We had to sit down with both of our daughters and tell them that they were going to have to withdraw from college for the time being, and they are both actively looking for jobs to be able to help out at this time.
I actually have 8 children, a big family. I've got 1 grandchild.
I'm not going to get far from home. I mean, I got to be where I can hold my wife's hand when she needs her hand held.
Yeah. My family's right here, and this is where I want to stay.
I'm finding at 50 years old, trying to start over and trying to find another job. It's not coming as easy now.
Right now, we're trying to get all the help we can. There's nothing really, there ain't a whole lot of jobs out there.
What we're finding looking for jobs is when he goes in to put in a resume, there are 1,000 to 1,500 men applying for the same one job position.
And this country was built on hard work. Well, it was built on basically kicking ass, what this country is built on. But it's built on hard work, and it's built on people doing things. Americans like to do things on their own.
I'm thinking that the coal industry is never going to be the same again, that maybe I will just cut my losses and go on about my way.
You don't know at what point you might break down and go to squalling, crying. I mean, it happens. I mean, when you go to worrying about stuff and really letting it build up, it really goes to bother me.
We've had our nights that we cry, and then we've had our nights that we try to make a joke out of it. And some topics we just don't discuss because it's too hard to deal with.
It's very easy to sit here and have this discussion about all these regulations and try to deny that they have an impact on people, but you are having an impact on people, and unnecessarily so. You've destroyed thousands of jobs. You've impacted thousands of families, not just Alabama families, but families all over the country. And I don't look at them as collateral damage. I mean, here's a guy who, one of those families sat there and he cried through the interview. You got another guy whose wife's diagnosed with cancer right after he lost his job. 2 daughters having to drop out of college. There's a price to pay for this, and you may deny that this is impacting things. The Energy Information Administration projects that EPA's Clean Power Plan is going to kill 376,000 jobs in 2030, reduce GDP by about $58 billion. You got a room full of young people here that all they're hearing is this climate change agenda. You talk about asthma. Asthma rates have gone up even though air quality has dramatically improved. You're not getting the whole story here. And I think the American public needs to get the whole story. You talk about how it impacts people. I just want to read you some highlights from a recent report by Mr. Orrin Cass, who testified for our committee this past December. And I'm submitting this report, Mr. Chairman, for the record. President Obama's policies for tackling climate change would impose heavy costs borne disproportionately by lower income U.S. households. There's been a lot of talk today about how important it is to take care of lower income people. His Clean Power Plan and proposal for a $10.25 per barrel oil tax are equivalent of a 25 to 30 per ton carbon tax would cost Americans' poorest families tens of billions of dollars per year. For households in the lowest quintile, such policy is equivalent to more than 160% federal income tax. I just want to share something with you. Again, the National Energy Assistance Survey shows that because of the difficulty they faced in paying their utility bills, these households were forced to make choices that carry serious health risk. As many as 37% went without medical or dental care. 34% did not fill a prescription or took less than their full dose of prescribed medication. In addition, 24% went without food at least one day, and 19% became sick because the home was too cold. These were decisions that low-income people made because their energy costs went up because of the EPA's policies. And we're talking, again, hundreds of thousands of jobs have been lost. And Administrator McCarthy, if you don't remember anything else out of this hearing today, I want you to remember the faces and the voices of the people who have had their lives absolutely destroyed by the EPA's policies. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer.